Well, hello everyone. It's Grandpa Starshine here today, and we have a spectacular show for you all today. And before we get started, I just wanted to apologize for all of you who have been waiting to share your pictures with us here on DC Stars. Did you know Distinctive Crochet hasn't had a podcast in over a month? Oh my! So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? And our first guest is Eva Z. And Ava wanted to go ahead and share with us her giveaway prizes that she won right here from Distinctive Crochet. Well, have you ever wondered? Well, those people who have YouTube channels share their prizes all the time. But what about those who don't have a podcast? Do they receive their prizes that were promised from the giveaways? Well, here's proof that from Distinctive Crochet channel, you will receive your prizes as promised. And she has the beautiful yarn that she received from WIPCity Yarn Studio. So thank you so much, Eva, for sending that picture in and easing everyone's mind who has the same question and thought as you did. I know Distinctive Crochet certainly wanted the same thing before she had a podcast. So thank you so much for sending it in. And Distinctive Crochet is truly sorry that it took so long to share your picture with everyone here on DC Stars. I do hope you forgive her. And if you come up with a project for that beautiful yarn, please share with us or anything else that you would like to share. Thank you again. So next up, we have Sharon W. And Sharon decided to go ahead and share with us a baby blanket that she has made. Oh wow, isn't this blanket gorgeous, everyone? It is a 57 by 57 inch Wilma Westingberg crochet Afghan square. The yarn used was loops and threads impeccable. Colors are Great Punch, Blue Sky Blue, and Libby Rose Bonbon. Oh my, those colors work together so wonderfully. Oh, but that's not it, everyone. She also used Zelda's Z NRJ3 tutorial to make the lovey. Isn't it so adorable? Wonderful job, Sharon. Thank you so much for sharing with us. We really appreciate it. So next up, we have Helen H. And Helen H made an octo, one of Rail's from the Dabbling Hook octo patterns, and this is the first one. And she made a beautiful hat to go on top. Isn't that wonderful, everyone? Helen, you did an amazing job. Thank you so much for sending this in to share with all of us. So next up, we have Brenda Y. And Brenda also made an octo pattern, but this is the second octo pattern that the Dabbling Hook has come up with. And she used the Just Flowers yarn from Dollar Tree. Wasn't that an awesome idea, everyone? And look at how those flowers pulled together. Oh my, it is just so perfect. I love the colors as well. And did you know Distinctive Crochet has always wanted to try this yarn, but she hasn't found it yet. Wonderful job, Brenda. Thank you so much for sending this in. And next, we have Diana G. And Diana also made an octo pattern, and she used the Just Chanel yarn from the Dollar Tree. And oh my, isn't that kitty hat just the most adorable thing you've ever seen? Wow, Diana, you did a fantastic job as well. I just love everyone's different ideas that they use for all of their wonderful makes. That's why it is so important to share. So thank you so much for everyone who has shared. But wait, we're not done yet. We have one more special guest. But Grandpa Starshine is going to go ahead and get a little bit closer. Oh my goodness, it's Loving Every Stitch by Ruby Baby. Yes, I said it's Loving Every Stitch by Ruby Baby. Yes, everyone. Alright, everyone, the acoustics are a little better up close. So now that I'm back to my normal spot, yes, Loving Every Stitch by Ruby Baby has decided to go ahead and share with us today. So we are super excited about this. And in case you all didn't know, she was recently interviewed by Beverly from Boss Talk on Instagram. And she does have a link to the recording if you would like to go over and check it out. And I will link that little snippet video down below where she has all the information in the description box. So please go check out the recording if you haven't already. It was a wonderful, awesome interview, and I'm sure you would enjoy it so much. So Angie wanted to share with us what she made for Beverly. Let's check it out. Oh wow, this is gorgeous, Angie. You did a spectacular job. I love it so much. Do you all see that metallic yarn? It reminds Grandpa of the galaxy. Oh wow, you did such a fantastic job. And everyone, this is a tutorial right here on Distinctive Crochet channel. It is her Web of Change tutorial, and I will link that down below. She did a wonderful job, and everyone else did as well. Thank you so much for being on our show today, everyone. You all did a fantastic job, and I just love all of your wonderful touches on each pattern. It just looks so wonderful. And if you would like to be on DC Stars, please go ahead and send Distinctive Crochet an email and give her permission to share, and you will be on her next podcast. So thank you again, everyone. What a great show. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Grandpa Starshine, and thank you, ladies, so much for sending in your makes, and to Eva for sending in your proof of your prize mail. I do apologize for not getting this on a little bit sooner, but I just hadn't been able to get a podcast out, and even this one is going to be a little bit different, and you'll find out in just a little bit. But I did want to thank you all for sending in your items. I do enjoy sharing your work with everyone. So if you have some items that you have made for my tutorials, or if it's just something that you really want to share with everyone, please feel free to go ahead and send me an email and give me permission to share on DC Stars, and then I will put your pictures up in my next podcast. Okay? So thank you so much for everyone who has shared so far. I really appreciate it, and thank you again. All right, so welcome to my channel, Distinctive Crochet. My name is Priscilla, and I would like to thank all my new subscribers for coming to check me out, and all my returning subscribers for spending some time with me. And if this is your first time visiting this channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and bell and the thumbs up, and that way you'll be notified when I upload new videos. All right, everyone, so before I get into my portion of the podcast, I would like to go ahead and pass it over to Art. And if you are new here, Art is my 9-year-old son, and I have taught him how to knit and crochet. But at the moment, he does in his hands grasp the knitting a little bit better. And even now he's doing something a little bit different than his normal. So before I give away too much, let's go ahead and take it over to Art for Art's show and tell. All right, here we go.
Hello everyone, this is Art from Art Show and Tell, and today I want to show you a project I have been working on, and it's finished. I used the Brenda worsted. It's 792 meters. It is 100% acrylic, and the color is soft royal blue. I want to use the Central because I'm still working on my blanket, and I wanted to make something else so I can show you guys. So this is what I made. I made this first, and I lost too many stitches. I dropped the stitches. And Mom said, Mom thinks I should just start over. So I did, and I made something else. And this is what I made. This was a hat for my mom. I wanted to make something for her, but I was still making the blanket. So, and I'm still working on it, but I just wanted to complete a project so I can make my mom something, so she has something to wear. That's now her favorite color. And the Central is it has 48. It has 48 hooks on it. Mom helped me close the top. It was an X bind off. It's an X closer bind off by Loving Every Stitch by Ruby Baby. And she helped me do the ribbing so it will fit better. Bye guys, that's all I have for you today.
Thanks, Art. All right, everyone, did you enjoy that? He did an awesome job, right? Okay, so now we're on to my portion of the podcast, and this is actually not a regular podcast. You all are coming into Priscilla's WIPCity. WIPCity. And thank you to Pamela from Pamela's Knit Crochet Corner for helping me to name it. So yes, this is Priscilla's WIPCity, and let's go ahead and get started because there is quite a bit to show. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is, you guys got a little bit of a sneak peek with this when I was working on when I did my little needle review for my Chiago needles. So I do have a finished sock done already, and for some reason it's not in my bag. I have this in my bag here. For some reason it's not in my bag, so I'll probably put in a picture if I remember, or maybe not. You have to see it when they're both done. But this is how far I am on the second sock, and this is actually let me see, I'm using two different colors. I'm using that sock yarn that I had gotten from my Smiley's haul. I got a lot of these because I do plan on making a lot of knit socks. So this is the Burnett sock, 60% acrylics, 40% nylon, and this is in the color newsprint. You get, let me see, you get 210 yards, and I think they're saying like if you make a sock like that, I think you need two of these to make the pair. But I just plan on making like shorter socks and then doing the heel and toe in a different color. But even that, I think I should be okay with just one for a pair, since I'm using the two different colors, especially since I'm doing the stripe. The other one is just some black yarn. This is the yarn that I had. I don't know if y'all remember, but I think it was during one of my Vedas, maybe the one in August. I was telling you guys, August of last year, I was telling you guys that I had wanted to make a pattern, and it called for fingering weight yarn, and I wanted to use make it right then and there. So I went to the Joann's to find the yarn, and this is the only sock yarn they had, or a color that I would actually wear. They had some other colors, but I was like, I wouldn't wear that. So I had purchased enough of this black sock yarn to make the sweater, but I never made the sweater, and a lot of you guys are like, what were you thinking, black sock yarn? So, but I do have a lot of it to make plenty of socks, so I was good. This getting used. But anyway, I'm using the I don't know how to say this right. I might type it up on the screen if I remember, but I think it's called, I can't even think of how I'm going to say this. It's a different way to say the word, but it's a different way to say the word, but it's like a base word. Okay. So the word I'm about to say is like the base word, and there's a different way how you say it, but I can never like pronounce it properly. So I know some of you ladies like to help me out with that, and I do appreciate that. So if you can help me out with that, I'll take it in the comments. But I think it's called like helix, but they say it a different way, but I never pronounce it right. So this is I can't remember. I looked it up, and I looked up a bunch, and I saw two different techniques, and I was asking Zoe from Felicity Yarn Studio. She was doing the same method, and I was asking her which one of the methods did she use, because I wanted to try it out, and I had the idea of it in my head already. And she told me that she was doing like the slip, you slip like the last 3 stitches or something like that, and then you go into the next color to make the stripes. So that's what I was doing, and I kind of messed up on the first sock, but I got the hang of it after a little while because I didn't go back to the tutorial because I couldn't remember which one I followed. So if you look it up, if you just type that word in, a bunch will come up, and then you'll be able to check them out for yourself. But so that is the progress on this sock here, and I am using the 2.75 millimeter Chiagu needles, you know, the red twist. So that's what I'm doing with that. These are going to be for my oldest son. He grew out of the original pair that I had made for him. So yeah, now I'm making it, but they're not gonna go to waste because his little brother can wear them, and then when he get done with them, I'll wear them. So that's those. That's the first whip. Okay, so the next one is, and this gorgeous bag right here made by Rail of the Dabbling Hook, and I got this charm on there from Pam of Pam's Creations. She has sent this in some Happy Mail, and I said when I get me a project bag, I'm gonna put it on there. So I had got this when Rail had updated her shop a little while ago. I did do a Happy Mail video, but I just figured I'd just show it in here anyway. So yeah, so this is the bag that I got from Rail, and I really like this right here is like my favorite, but I do like the pops of teal and the other colors as well. The mixture of fabric is just gorgeous. I love it so much. And then she has the plain fabric, and it's not plain, but this solid, it's a print, but you know it's the same print. And then she has on the inside the beautiful color, and then a pocket. So yes, thank you, Rail, for this beautiful bag. I mean, for taking the time to make it, because I did purchase this, but yeah, she decided to take the time out to make it, so I appreciate that. So I am using this yarn that Jeanette from DOYCreations blessed me with, and I'm not for sure what it is exactly. I have the tag somewhere, but yes, it's sock yarn. And these colors are gorgeous, right? So I am knitting another sock. This sock right here is gonna be a tube sock. Okay, so this yarn right here is by Dragonfly Fibers. Let's see. It's called WIPCity. It's approximately 430 yards for 4 ounces. It's 100% superwash merino. It has Metamorphosis on here, so I'm not sure if Metamorphosis is the color name or WIPCity is. So I'm not sure, but y'all not gonna be able to see that. But it says WIPCity at the top and Metamorphosis at the bottom right here. That's what that says. But that's what this is. So thank you, Jeanette, for this gorgeous yarn. I am knitting up another pair of socks, and this is on my not my interchangeable Chiagus, but this is the first pair that I bought. So I'm knitting those up on that, and I am doing a tube sock. So this is I'm gonna have to bring it up here so you guys can see the pattern. Let me see if I can bring it. Okay, so that right there, that's actually I know it looks weird, but those are some tube socks, and that just means that it's gonna stretch and fit many sizes. So and you don't have to put in like a specific heel or toe. So I'm just gonna be knitting in around in that stitch pattern to get that to get the tube, and then with those particular stitch pattern, it should allow for the heel to fit in there really nice without actually putting a heel in there. So this is from the book The Sweater Workshop. I actually need to read this book. I actually need to read this book because they have like a specific, like they want you to make this thing back here. See that back, this right here? This is like some kind of crazy looking thing, but it tells you all the techniques and things that you need to do when you're making your own sweater pattern. So this book is a really great book, and I'm so glad I purchased it, but I haven't really taken the time out to read it yet. And when I first got it, I was like, I'm not gonna waste my time making that thing in the back. And she even has that in there, like, take the time to make the thing, you know. So I'm really thinking about doing this because I think it'll give me the information that I'm looking for, that I'm always trying to be like, you know, trying to, you know, it's like I'm looking for it and I have it, but I just don't want to take the time out to read it. I'd rather just get it a faster way, if y'all understand what I'm saying. So yeah, but I think I might actually take the time out to do that because I am enjoying the knits that I have been making. And not only will this help me with knitting, I think it'll help me with sweater construction for crochet too. And then I can come out with more patterns and things like that. So did I say who this was by? Let me see. This is the Sweater Workshop by Jacqueline Fee. So and it says seam free sweaters. So I always thought like seam free was top down in the round, but it's not necessarily. I think they have some other ways that you can do them as well. So I'm definitely going to be checking this out at some point. I got to get this WIPCity together first. But okay, so that's that. So that was WIP number 2, my pair of socks. I'm sorry, I'm enjoying this time because I know I've been doing short little videos and things, but it feels like I haven't really had a time to sit down and talk to you guys a little bit. Oh, so so I am so glad that I am doing that right now. Okay, so that is WIP number 2. Okay, so WIP number 3. I got some crochet for y'all in a minute, but I guess I'm gonna go with another knit project. So this project is in pieces. So I have, oh, okay. So this is, oh my goodness, this is stuck together. All right. So this is a back panel, and this is a front panel, and this is the other front panel. So this is actually a baby cardigan that I had started a little while ago. It's this purple one here, and I wanted to make the cardigan and the hat, and I'm not for sure what else I'm gonna make from it. I know I'm not gonna knit a blanket, I'm gonna crochet one, but I think I had mentioned before that someone in my family is expecting, so I had wanted to make some baby items, and I was trying to find a easy pattern, and I started one that had some lace in it, and I didn't really understand how to do the lace properly because I knit in a different style. So even though I seen other people knitting the style that I knit, it doesn't work that way because I tried it on that pattern that I started and it just didn't turn out. So I had got like a couple rows past the first lace section, and I was like, I don't like it. So I took that out, and then I started this one. It doesn't have any lace at all. It just has like a little bit of shaping, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It's excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me, but yes, it's a fairly easier pattern. So I had wanted to do that and make some of the other pieces as well. So that is what I'm doing, and this is the This is also some of that yarn that I had gotten from that Smiley's haul, that purple yarn. So that is what I'm making there. So that is WIP number 3. All right, we still got a stack over here to go. Okay, so this next WIP right here, it's another knit project, guys. Okay, so this one, this is gorgeous. I love this pattern. So this is actually going to be another knit cardigan for someone else. And this stitch is gorgeous. Now this is lace because Sheila over at Sheila's Knitting Tips and Other Stuff, and I will link her channel down below. She is super awesome. If you guys don't know her, please go over and check her out. She is an awesome lady. Okay, she knits, she crochets, and she shares different tips and things on her channel, so you will love her channel. And she had been knitting some cardigans, and they are all gorgeous. Was it cardigans? I'm sorry, she had been knitting some sweaters, and she was knitting them for her grandchildren, I believe. And I was like, wow, these sweaters are just awesome. And I was like, next time you knit a regular size sweater, an adult size sweater, I should say, could you kind of give me like the pattern? Because once again, I didn't read my book, right, guys? I didn't read my book, so I'm like, I need some help with, patterns and things. So she always makes and designs like her own patterns, or a lot of the time she does. Sometimes she does follow a pattern, but a lot of times it's her own thing. And she had been making some beautiful items. So I was like, could you please, do a tutorial on it? So she said she was planning on making an adult cardigan. So she said, yes, I'll share with you what I'm doing, the number of stitches and everything. So I was like, awesome. So she decided to go with this pattern here, and as you can see, it is lace in there, and she calls this her rosebud lace, I believe. And so I don't know, I'm trying to see if you guys can see that. It's really pretty. So and then she did the twisted rib stitch and then the rosebud lace. So I actually went back to where I learned how to knit, and she shared how to do the lace part. So I was able to figure it out. So once I figured out how to do the lace, I was like, okay, yes, I can do it. And I gotta give myself credit for this too, because I don't usually do this. I even did a little swatch to practice. It's my first knitted swatch. So I did a little swatch to practice on, and now I'm actually knitting the actual cardigan. So she's actually on her second cardigan already from when I started this. So hopefully I'll be able to get I do need to get this done, because it is a gift for someone. So I do need to get this done at a certain time, but we'll see. So that is WIP number 3, and I'm using, let me see if I have a yarn label. That is some Tencel worsted yarn that I'm using for that one. And I just found another skein of the other yarn. So for the baby sweater, it's this classic worsted I got from Smiley's, which is 100% acrylic. And the brown is some Tencel worsted yarn. It's kind of like a Karen Simply Soft. It's really nice to work with, and I got a bunch of it. So that is WIP number 4, I believe. Okay, so the next one is my temperature scarf, which I have not had any progress on this. So I haven't caught up yet. I'm still stuck in the beginning of February on this one. So that's the same progress that I showed in my progress video. So I do need to get going on this as well. I don't know if I'm showing you the wrong side, but so I do need to get going on that as well. But that is WIP number 5. let's see. Okay, I'll do this one next. All right, so the next one, Terri from Terri Modest Crochet, and I will link her channel down below as well. And she's doing Veda for April, so go check her out and support. If you don't know her channel already, I will link her down below. And hi, Terri. All right, so she had put out a video and she was sharing about how she wanted to make a pattern, and it's the Hooded Cow pattern from Loving Every Stitch by Ruby Baby. So she doesn't have like an actual written pattern, but she kind of does like a walkthrough of how to make it on her channel. So I'll link that down below as well. And Terri was saying how she wanted to make one, and I was like, I've been wanting to make one too, because I believe I think that was like the only pattern of hers that had not made yet. So I was like, I wanted to make one too. And she was like, let's do it. So I'm looking around at all my whips. I'm like, why not? So I decided to go ahead and get started on that. And I'm not really good at shawls yet, because I haven't really made that many. So I just decided to go with a granny stitch shawl, because I have made that before. So I just figured it would be quick and easy and maybe something I could work up. And I am using my gorgeous hook from Gotcha Hook, who is Vicky on YouTube. So I'll link her channel down below as well. I hope I remember all this. So I will link her channel down as well. And I am using the shawl and a cake. I only had one of these, so I'm hoping it's gonna be enough. I think she said she used one shawl and a ball, and I think that has more yarn than shawl and a cake. But I really like this blue, and I know I would wear this, so I really wanted to use up this cake here. So it is called the Healing Teal, and it's 481 yards. It's a number for a medium. And yep, it's the shawl and the cake. So it's really, really pretty. Alright. Yes, I had actually got that on clearance, and the clearance price was still too expensive for me, so I just had got one. But yeah, so that is my progress on that. So I have to check and see how big I need to make this shawl before I start going to the next step. Alright, so that was whip number 5. So that's whip number 5. Okay, so whip number 6. Oh my goodness. Alright, so whip number 6 is, and I got a hook stuck to it. Whip number 6 is actually a tutorial that is due to be out. It should have been out by the time you're seeing this. It should have been out, but it's not. I know it's not. This is the tutorial for my one of the ponchos that I had made, and I showed it in a video a little while ago, and a lot of people were commenting on it and saying that they really liked it and if I would do a tutorial on it. So I had all these whips. So I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. But I did plan on making a tutorial eventually, but everybody was asking for it, so I've been trying. So I went ahead and started it. I was not planning on doing the stitch that was on the original poncho, because I figured it would take a long time to do. So I was trying to think of another pattern to make up really quick. And it just took me as long to think of one to then to actually make the actual pattern. So I was like, I'm just going to make the actual pattern. I know how to do it. There's no thinking. I can just do it and move on. So that's what I did. I did the original pattern that was on that poncho, but I don't have the turtleneck or the edging on it, and I'm not putting it on this one. But in the tutorial, I do explain how to do those 2 options if you would like to add them on, because I figure since it's a lace cable lace pattern, I could wear this in the spring. So that's what I plan to do. So here it is. This is my poncho, and I'm calling it my front and center poncho. And that is because you can't change it out once you make it, but once you get the idea of how this is constructed, you can change the front panel and then make it something different, which is what I was going to do for the tutorial. But I just couldn't think of nothing. Everything I did, I started it and I would take it back. I was like, no, I don't like that. Nope, I don't like that. Nope. So, but yeah, so I might do something else in the fall and maybe link it to this tutorial for like a second option or something like that. If this is not something that you wanted to make, I might be able to think of something by then to come up with it. But I really like the idea of the front and center. So this is pretty much done. I just have some ends to weave in, and this right here, I just need to block this out because it's a really tight stitch. So I'm just gonna see, because when I stretch it, it looks a lot better than just being all bunched up. So I need to block this part out. This part down the middle has already been blocked, and this is a pattern that will need blocking. Now, depending on the yarn that you use, you might not need this. You might not need this to be blocked out, but mine is just really scrunched up. So I'm gonna block that out, weaving my ends, and then I have to take like a picture of it and you know, of the final object or the final item, and then I'll be ready to get that tutorial together, because I did most of the editing already. It's just really those few things, and then I have to get like the materials and the amount of yarn that I use, because as you can see, I use 2 different colors, and I know I use 4 skeins of the brown, 2 on each side, but I have to figure out how much I used on this because I used the big, I guess you might want to know what I use. I use this yarn right here, the Impeccable Big. It's 858 yards, number 4 medium. This is the color Erin, and 100% acrylic. So that's what I had left of that. So I'm thinking I used maybe about almost half of it. So I'll have to weigh that up and see how much I used. But that's pretty much it for that. So this is almost done. So that is whip number, I think that was whip number 6. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, this is whip number 7. So whip number 8 is my cardigan, and I am using that Bernette Viva on there in the color Chartreuse. So I did do an update video the other day on this, and I haven't made any more progress as of yet, so it is still about the same. But I am doing my own pattern, just doing my own thing. It's going from the top down, and yes, the top down, and then I just put some increases as I'm going down so that it can fit me a little bit better, and that's all I'm doing with that. So that is all that I can show you. I am working on another test pattern, but so that would be whip number 9. And then I am working on, I just joined another challenge, which is the 3 Blessings Challenge, hosted by Katrina from Mindful Crafts and More. So I will link her channel down below too, in case you haven't heard about that yet. And I have started a project on that, but I'm not sharing it until I know if that's what I want to do or not. So I'm still working on that. So that's whip number 10. But I have to make 3, so, but I haven't started those yet. So I guess we'll stay whip number 10. So those are that is my WIPCity. Let me know how I did. Do you have more whips than me? Do I have more whips than you? Let me know. And thank you so much for staying to the end of this video. I know it's a longer one. I try not to do longer videos because I know everybody wants to get to everybody else's channel and things like that. And you know, you have other things to do, but I do appreciate you taking the time out with me to check out this video and all of my whips in my WIPCity. And yeah, like I said, let me know in the comments down below, how many whips do you have? Do you keep yourself at a certain limit? I know Jeanette from DOYCreations, she says 3 is her limit. But everybody was just coming up with all these ideas, so I had to get on board, right? All right, guys. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.